Gromit! I've got a bomb in me pants!
Wallace and Gromit: A Matter of Loaf and Death was released in 2008, and it was the first Wallace and Gromit short released in 13 years. During those years, we got a miniseries, a whole ass movie, and a little bit of will A Matter of Loaf and Death deliver some? Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop while I still can. You crazy if you think I'm gonna say some cornball NPC shit. Let's talk about the story. The story here is that Wallace and Gromit opened a successful bakery. However, word on the street, there's a psychopath out there killing bakers left and right. Jesus, no wonder why Chrome been canceling my orders. Anyways, Wallace falls in love with a woman named Paella Bakewell, accompanied by her dog, Fluffles. Gromit realizes there's something off with Paella, and you can predict what I'm about to say, so moving on. On a side note, when Wallace found out Baker Bob was killed, bro's like, "Welp, more business for us, ain't lad?" Fuck you, Wallace! Even Gromit's like, "No way you just said that." I'm leaving that laughing, I don't give a fuck. Also, the zoo scene? You're kinda doing too much, Aardman. Out of all the Wallace and Gromit installments, this one got the most morbid fucking plot. Motherfuckers dying and getting bread. Also, I'm not gonna lie, the story is very predictable. Like the twist, you'll see coming a mile away. At least in Curse of the Were-Rabbit, the foreshadowing was done properly. And here, it's so obvious. Like, look at Fluffle shaking. But bitch, she's probably timid. Alright then, Paella kicked her. Piece everything together. She was abused. She has to be. I don't really have issues with the story itself. It's still Wallace and Gromit. It's still engaging. But my thing is, does this work as a mystery thriller? It doesn't work as a mystery because the short makes it obvious that Paella is the killer. As far as the thriller aspect, it kinda works? Don't get me wrong, there are some scenes that really worked. Like Gromit looking through the book of the bakers that Paella killed. That was intense. But at the same time, the short tries to be frightening. But the problem is that most of the scenes with Paella take place during broad daylight. So whatever frightening scenes the short tries to do doesn't work. So while it doesn't completely fail as a thriller, it could have been done better. Especially since Curse of the Were-Rabbit did these elements so much better. And that was the installment before this one. Now I know what you're thinking. This guy's been dick riding the series since day one, now he's being super critical. First of all, shut the hell up. Second, as critical as I am right now, I don't actually think A Matter of Loaf and Death is bad. In fact, the short does get a lot better in the second half. And I do like Paella more once you learn her backstory. In her prime, she was a thin, beautiful mascot for a Bakelite, a company that prioritizes slim-cut bread. But she got fat because of the bread, which caused her to get fired. And that's why she's a killer. To seek revenge on bakers, even though her gaining weight was her own problem. I know that's ridiculous, but is that any more crazy than a penguin with a gun? She becomes so over the top that my opinion changed. Not to mention the climax is really fucking good to sit through. And the ending is really cute. There's still more to admire in A Matter of Loaf and Death. For example, the animation's fantastic. The sets are still as breathtaking as ever, but what I really like is the camera work. Like damn bro, this short is really well shot. We're so used to older cameras used for Wallace and Gromit that it's refreshing to see Wallace and Gromit look fresh in a way. As far as the characters, well, how many times are you gonna hear me say how charming Wallace and Gromit are and how great they are as a duo? Y'all are probably getting tired of it, especially since there's nothing really new to them. Which is fine, their personalities don't really need any expansion. And again, even though I wasn't really the biggest fan of Paella, she does get more entertaining as the short progresses. The last character is Fluffles. How do I say this? Imagine Gromit as a female and as a victim. The shaking still gets me. Much like Gromit, she's the wiser one of the two. But unlike Gromit, she makes more noises and she has a mouth. For a second. Okay. Credit where credit is due though. I do find it cute that her and Gromit have a thing for each other. And I like how they help each other out. The dog dynamic is strong with this one. My favorite scenes are the ones where it's just Wallace and Gromit chilling and catching up to each other. Nothing like two dudes drinking tea, eating cheese, saying bitches ain't shit. Okay, so I know this review is all over the place. Let me bring my thoughts in full circle. The first half of the short is really flawed and it doesn't hit the mark as much as it should. But the second half is really engaging and really intense. And I know I was really harsh, but I'm talking about it for Wallace and Gromit standards. As its own, A Matter of Loaf and Death is still really good. The animation is top tier, the characters are likable, the action is intense, and I forgot to mention the comedy is pretty good. It's still a very well done, very entertaining short. However, it is kinda underwhelming as a Wallace and Gromit short. Definitely better than Cracking Contraptions, and it might be better than A Grand Day Out, but it's not at the same level as the rest of the series. Still really good though, you should definitely give it a watch. What's next?